Hello friends, Dr. Ez with Science of Salvation. So in part 4, we discovered the two dimensions of thought, the conscious and the unconscious mind, and the diverse qualities of both. We saw that sin separated us from the mind of God and from the purity of godly thoughts and memories in exchange for sinful thoughts and memories. And as a result, God looked down in Genesis 6, verse 5, and saw that everything, every imagination of the thoughts of the hearts of men were only evil on a continuous basis. We came to understand that 95% of our daily lives are driven by this powerful unconscious mind, and that human beings live present lives in the emotional chemicals of the past. The reality is most of us live in a present fluid state of ambivalence. The pressure from others to get it right is another overwhelming form of stress that causes you to shut down, feel hopeless, and even depressed. So let's find out what's going on. Let's get to the core of the matter. So join us now for part 5, and let's get to the core. Hello friends, Dr. Ez with Science of Salvation. So what are core beliefs? Core beliefs are established ways of thinking that lie deep in the unconscious mind. They lie under the surface of your thoughts. Some are very good and most of them are pretty unhealthy. Unfortunately, the greater part of our life is driven by negative core beliefs. So here's your surface thought, and right underneath it are your core beliefs that drives that thought and solidifies it as your own truth. Core beliefs come from early life experiences, many of which are learned behaviors, such as how to communicate or how to mentally handle stressful situations. Some core beliefs are taught, like values, religion, and morals. Core beliefs vary in culture and ethnicity. Core beliefs have somatic markers. Therefore, every thought or memory is attached to an emotional pattern of automatic thinking that initiates bodily feelings. The somatic marker hypothesis states that a person will make the same decision when initiated by the same chemical emotion and feeling, regardless of the negative outcome that decision may evoke. Basically, people are emotionally led into making the same decisions when facing similar circumstances. So here are some instances of how core beliefs play out in our everyday lives. When childhood experiences of domestic violence, spiritual abuse, emotional and physical abuse occur, the emotional memories form core beliefs that places fear and lack of trust, doubt, and suspicion as filters through which we strain all of life's experiences. It is important to know that your cultural and religious beliefs are also filtered through your emotional core beliefs. The emotion of fear is often attached to most, if not all, core beliefs. So because of fear, you have suspicions. Because of fear, you have resistance. Because of fear, you entertain doubt. And because of fear, you may not trust. So by the time you're a young adult, you're pretty much set about the way you're going to respond and think and feel about your future, certain people, places, religion, and education. Most religious people have core beliefs that say, you must be loving and kind to all people. while at the same time they have other core beliefs that says we are superior and above every other religion or race. We are better than whites, Latinos, blacks, and Asians. We're better than Christians, Muslims, Catholics, or Hindus. Now, when these two core beliefs contend with each other, which one do you think wins? Wait, it's not over yet. For another core belief comes up that says, preserve yourself, your culture, and your family. They come first. Friends, we're in big trouble. Now, core beliefs, statements that come to us like stick to it and don't give up or finish what you've started are good statements in and of themselves. However, they can be very bad when you're practicing a negative behavior or believing a lie. I have worked with many children in the system who were taught to steal, to do drugs, to bully and practice vice and hurt others as a way of getting anything and everything they wanted. I have counseled with children whose caregivers have told them to go back into a fight and don't leave until you've won. Now, these children grow up with core beliefs that say, no one really cares for me. Therefore, I must manipulate and fight for my rights, and I won't care about how others feel as long as I get what I want. Children who grow up believing those core beliefs face many challenges in the future, especially when they begin to see that their core beliefs really have no value and doesn't work in a society with laws and a judicial system that works against them. I've had many of these children look me straight in the eye and say, Miss Esme, I did nothing wrong. I don't understand why I'm being punished. Core beliefs can be so strong, friends, that even when faced with the truth about a situation, your core belief will deny that truth and won't let you choose truth over the errors of your ways. Do you see how powerful and contentious core beliefs can be? Friends, let me just show you what core beliefs really look like. You need to see what you're dealing with. Core beliefs are chemicals of thoughts that stimulate neurotransmitters to provide particular hormones that affect your mental health. Your core beliefs can be the very reason why you suffer with depression, anxiety, OCD, PTSD, and various other mental diseases. Do you know how many relationships suffer because of hardened core beliefs? We call these individuals hardheads, stubborn, hard to budge. These are people who are not open for change or any discussion. While some core beliefs are good, most are often irrational, misplaced, and absolutely not applicable in any given situation. But what makes a core belief a hardcore belief? It is the perception and interpretation that we place on the events of our lives that gives real meaning to it and makes it a hardcore belief. How many times have you heard a person say, after that experience, I was marked for life? Well, that is a true saying. So, what is perception? Perception is a personal gathering of information received through the sensory receptors, which guides you to a determined belief about a person, religion, or a life situation. People tend to perceive things differently. Some see the cup half full, others see it half empty. We often argue over differences which seem the same, yet may vary and depend upon a person's perspective and core beliefs that drives them. Now, here's a crowd of children who are all looking at the same scene. See that? You would never believe it, because of the various expressions on their faces, which show a visible perception of fear, fright, confusion, and even excitement. But each child will come away from that experience, from that event, with different stories and their personal beliefs about what really happened. So the perceptions that form your core beliefs usually remain into adult life. They remain with you. Again, let's look at this image. You can see emotional expressions of surprise, interest, no interest, horror, disgust, shock, and who even cares? Each person perceives differently. Even though they are all seeing the same thing, they come away from that experiencing with their own stories. You see, they come from different backgrounds of teaching and experiences. Their expressions tell the story of their own system of beliefs. So perception is a reality that interprets an experience. So thoughts with core beliefs will always come from the unconscious to the conscious mind. Thoughts that we don't necessarily choose to entertain, but yet they come anyway, voluntarily, causing emotions and feelings and utter turmoil at times. We're not always aware of what we're thinking until we feel a certain emotion a certain way, or we're jolted back into consciousness. The unconscious mind is very powerful, as I've said before, and has no discipline. Remember, it runs 24/7 with billions of actions per second. Friends, the Bible says, as a man thinks in his heart, that's your core being right there. So is he. In our next video, we will concentrate on how to identify and change our core beliefs. It's essential, especially as Christians living in this world at this time, that we are able to identify those beliefs. And then we'll understand what to do with them. So for now, if you change your thoughts, you'll change your mind, change your life, and live.